Just about to get on the way here. It looks like G2 are going to be starting on the CT side and Gambit on the T side. And we've got Priya's with the observing. That's good news. I saw Heather was doing a bit of, periscoping earlier, so
yeah,
she's busy with that.
You've also got the new mobile Twitch app you can stream from as well.
It's very true. Twitch are going to be excited you said that. But,
very cool. Yeah, well, I mean, now
cool.
you actually have to have an account to log in to Twitch. If you use the app, and so I just haven't used the app since.
Oh.
But okay then. Apparently, I'm like one of 3 people that's complained about that.
Yeah, you should get on that. Get on the IRL section. That's where everything happens nowadays. It's all about IRL. And part of it is also about MBK, who's a very strange position. He might not be able to retreat from this one. Like, where's the cover going to come from? And there's the smoke in front of him, and that's good news. And I thought actually they were playing a retake, but they're being pretty aggressive early on in this battle for the A-bomb site. Still more than a minute left. MBK trying to find the angle now. He's shut down to 64. The bomb will be planted. What a great secondary smoke here for Gambit to allow that plant to get in safe. I love it.
This is clever stuff. I mean, MBK's just got them boxed in, at least. He has some information to go off of here. They've confirmed it. 3 players here very early, but G2 with a quick rotate over from the B site, and Zeus will start things off. Just trade kills all over the place until Hobbit shows up and gets a trip on quad. Okay then, Hobbit. The man is here to play. He's brought out Sting. He's wearing his mithril armor, and he has got a quest on his hands, Anders, and that quest is victory right here.
I absolutely love it. That's very well organized. I mean, G2 obviously were, in case anyone is new and they're watching anything, why weren't they covering the bomb site? Why weren't the French doing that? It's just a retake strategy. You can do that a lot of the times on a bomb site. You just give up the bomb site itself and then you retake it with the full force of the whole CT side. It didn't really work out that way. Great shots from Hobbit. Yeah. And Gambit are up 1-0, so good news for them.
Yep, force buy from G2. And this should be fairly standard stuff looking at the disposition here of the G2 defense, and it's going to be the 3 players over on A. Quick rotation possible from the man holding in mid as well. But I love watching clips like that, especially from Hobbit, because that's, you imagine when you play CS, that's how it's going to go in the pistol. I'm holding quad boxes. They're going to try and retake. I'm just going to get headshots left and right. Of course, you just get one tapped. But Hobbit, that's the dream right there.
Yeah, that's what you want 100% of the time. And this time was one of them in a best of 1. The gravity of that pistol round, definitely, you can feel it later on in the game. G2, I do like the deagles that are being put out here. 4 of them, in fact. Shox is the only outlier, but that's okay. We'll see if maybe MBK or Body or someone can come up with some great deagle shots. Gambit are being just true to their style, true to the style of Zeus here. Very patient, very slow early rounds. That's what we expect.
And they're doing this just to mess with G2 as well. Because if anybody's aware of how G2 likes to play, it's definitely going to be Zeus. He knows that these guys are impatient, that they want fights early on, that they just want to go for those aim duels. How do you get these guys to be frustrated? Just take all of your sweet time.
Good grenades landing. Adren opening up with 1. Doja coming in with the UMP and cleaning up the rest of the bomb site. So after a long wait and some pretty good grenades, and a little bit of a tap of the AK, and Adren will find the final kill there, making it 2-0 for Gambit without really losing anybody. That's definitely good news for them. A bit disappointing for G2. I mean, they were... If you got that many deagles, surely you'd want to go for an adventure somewhere? Go and take a bit of a fight, not just hide behind the box and A?
What is this going on here, though? I mean, they've literally had 1 kill so far in 2 rounds, so we'll see if the 3rd round is a little bit better. But it's MBK who's got 3,400. Talk about, taking the hit for your friend and doing, having the support role on the team and living up to it. Kenny is here. He wants his op, and MBK is going to give it to him. And in the meantime, Kenny, yeah, go ahead and, spend some money on these force buys.
Well, the UMP getting put at least a little bit to use, but that will be the end of the round. Only Mo goes down, and 3-0 for the Gambit team. But you are right. If it's in fact true that it seems like, yeah, MBK going to be buying the AWP and dropping it over to his teammate in Kenny. That is pretty good teamwork. I like it.
Yeah, taking the hit. Just means he's got Kevlar. He should be able to get a kit. Is he just going to go for the kit or the 2 flashes? That's the thing here. And it's just going to be the smoke actually coming through here from MBK. Okay, then. So some money management coming out, but the one thing that makes you a little bit worried is that nobody elects to go for the UMP on G2 side so that they can have a full set of nades and they can have a kit if it comes to a defuse. And so really showing some faith in their ability to just hit their shots here, G2. The bomb plant, it will not even happen.
Boost going on over at the B bomb site, trying to guess at an off angle that maybe Gambit wouldn't be prepared for. Definitely unlikely that you'll be checking that position. Maybe you would you check for the headshot, the sort of normal headshot range, and then your next step out is you strafe right there is not going to be for that position probably. So that's kind of cute. I like it.
You kind of miss this style of play though, just because flip side basically, you know, they took up Zeus's flag when he went on a bit of a hiatus, right? They're like, we will now be the slowest team in CS. So it's just like, hold my beer.
We can slow it down even further. it's a really big talking point because so many teams don't do this style, and it's such a hard style to execute. Any mistakes and the whole round will fall apart. That does actually happen sometimes for Zeus teams, but we've seen that when he was on Na'Vi as well. But more often than not, it actually seems to be really effective, and it's kind of crazy. There's Dren opening up on one, but Apex with the refrag is very important, and puts up a deep smoke here. That's going to be big, but Zeus goes down to Kenny in the meantime. That's a bit of an interesting kill now. That makes it a 4 versus 3 with 24 seconds left as they make their way on towards the B-bomb site. Hobbit, if he gets this kill on Body, it might all be over. Flashbang goes in, Hobbit with the spray, but Body is going to get the best of him, and that should be the round, no problem here. Doja, his position would only have been valuable if they could have got the bomb plant down on B.
Flawless there from Doja as well. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't really get anything out of it. I mean, flawless in the sense that he waits until the guns actually go off towards the B site to start trying to look for the rotate to try and see if he can catch somebody pulling off of A site. Only problem is G2, they were just confident in their ability to hit the shots there. Apex didn't budge, and well, everything fell apart in that round for Gambit, and that's, you know, you can kind of attribute that to running down the clock, right? If you're going to wait until there's 40 seconds left in the round to actually start taking a fight, and then you're gonna have to start making your mid-round calls, right? That doesn't leave you a whole lot of time to change up the battle plan, and so we just saw it backfire a little bit there on Gambit, but it is G2 on the board. 1-3 trailing, and more than enough money here for Gambit to buy.
Very slow beginning to this game. G2, I would say the fact that they haven't really tried to do anything crazy like, you know, push Squeak or even push out a B, so probably a signal that actually they feel quite confident. They're not worried about this. They think, well, listen, if you want to play it slow, that's fine. We'll just wait for you, and then we'll take the battle at the last couple of seconds. And why not? If you're G2, you should be prepared to take game battles with pretty much any team in the world. So so I don't think this is such a crazy idea. It's only if they start to lose the late battles that I would say, okay, then you have to disrupt Gambit early on. You have to make sure they can't set up the way that they want to. Bit of a boost in the middle, a bit of control for Gambit. I think that's a Dren, yeah, making his way in and checking out pretty much as much as he can here. Zeus as well as there. There's a lot of map control right now for the Gambit team, but Shocks, there comes the late push out of B. Gonna get caught by a Dren, taking down Body, and almost catching Shocks as well. Apex in a great position to help out his fallen teammate, and Zeus as well will be going down. That's great setup right there.
And in the meantime, the defense remains strong here on the A site. They haven't rotated off. They haven't spotted the bomb. No reason for them to get out. Doja gonna have to peel back, or at least try and buy a little bit of time once that incendiary goes down. The only issue is that, yeah, okay, you saw Doja, but you also saw the grenade come out of A main. And so G2, they have all the information necessary. They know where these guys are coming from. Now it's just a matter of hitting the shots here, and sure enough, Kenny makes it look easy. Both kills with the AWP. And G2, good communication. And that's really what's coming through for them right now. You can see it. You're watching the player cams, right? Love the fact that we actually have those where you can really see the players' instant reactions. Yes. And every nade, every little bit of information, boom, you're just seeing them talk immediately, just communicating that to their teammates so that Shoxy, he has that full picture in his mind of what's going on, and he can properly set up the defense around the map.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like sometimes when we talk about how annoying it is to play against a team as slow as Gambit, it doesn't really, it's not particularly evident why that would be the case. You know, you're thinking, so what if you have to wait 50 seconds for anything to happen? But people become really, like, they get a bit on edge when they're defending for that long time, and people tend to make, like, over-rotations, and they call way too much. And right now, I think you're right, though. G2 they're on point. They're not making any mistakes in terms of rotating too many people out of the bomb site, so that's all they need to do. Keep it solid, keep it locked down. Obviously, a lot of emotion as well. Sixth round is coming up here. Gambit, look at the money that's left. This is not a great buy for them.
Well, this is them pretty much tapping out. Zeus with 1,000 left in the bank. 1150, that's a shame. Nearly could have dropped the UMP over there for Mo or Doja. Well, what's the setup here right now for Gambit? They're going to be camping out in A main. If they continue to hang around here, but it doesn't look like they are going to wait. They're changing up the pace here, Gambit. They're primed and ready to go onto this A site, and sure enough, they're going to explode out onto it. There is a man on short, but there is more importantly NBK in his own corner, his favorite spot. Kenny's there going to pick the first pick. Okay then, this is just a slaughter.
Second as well, and NBK with a quick double apex in the middle to take down Hobbit. No issue at all. G2 losing the pistol and then winning 3 rounds in a row once they pick up the rifles. That's definitely a great sign for them. And in a round like that where really nobody goes down, that is absolutely brutal. NBK, double kill for him, I believe, and you're right, in his own little corner.
Okay. That second shot was through the smoke from Kenny. Through the smoke.
It's ridiculous.
Ah, that's painful for Gambit right now, man. You're not really happy about this. You're not getting bomb plants either. And so there's going to be a little bit of a lack of confidence. It's not like, okay, there's something working here, guys. You know, we're getting onto the sites, and so we're getting the plants that way, right? You know, so we just need to get that after plant situation locked down, and we'll start winning rounds. It's like, no, Gambit are actually just getting clotheslined for the past 3 rounds in a row.
Very confident. Safe position for MBK to stand in a round like that because they're not going to have any Molotovs. Later on, it's always a bit tricky if you're standing in that corner because you never know if you're going to get grenaded out. That could be a horrible way to go down. 4-3. Double AWP is in play. Body. Was he going to? No, he's going to swap out. He did have the MP9, but he wanted to change it up for the M4. I think that's... You know, we see people do this, and if it's a best of 3, and maybe you're playing, I don't know, like you're feeling really confident, maybe you could do it. I feel like, you know, in the group stage of a major tournament, play with the M4. Just give that MP9 a rest. Make sure you win every possible round that's even there.
Oh, especially here. This is all about just shutting Gambit down on a full buy right now for Gambit. This is really you want to throw that haymaker. Everything you've got, put it into it. Crush their spirits early here. There's the pressure. Yeah, I like this. Pressure, but Shoxy. He's not afraid to go aggressive with the AWP.
That should worry Gambit. Shox is, I think, routinely left out of the sort of AWP conversation, obviously because he's just sort of someone who picks it up every once in a while. But he's such a fantastically capable player. I still think he could be one of the best players in the world. It's just that now he plays in the team with so many other stars, he gets sort of dimmed out a little bit. But I still think the high peak of Shox is up there with some of the best in the world, I would say.
I don't think there are many who can go against you on that one, man. I mean, he is, well, a god.
The Shoxy god. Could be alright with that. 44 seconds now. And Gambit pushing a bit before the regular time for them. Apex trying to hide in the corner. Flashed, but Mo still picks up the kill. Body goes down as well to Adren. It's a big hit here towards the A-bomb side. MBK, long range spray connects with Mo as well. That's a great transfer. And now at least it's a 2-on-2 here. Creeping up the middle is Zeus. That could be a powerful position. What a peek from Adren. Taking one, and Zeus to close out the round. Gambit, great way to finish the round. Oh,
that's so frustrating as well. If you are G2 and if you are NBK, you were watching for short, but because his teammate died, he turns around just as Zeus comes around the corner. And sometimes that's just the way it works out. But tying it up, Gambit, showing that they've still got some fight in them. They are definitely not going to be going down without a fight here. 4-4. They saved the AWP as well. That was thankfully donated by Shoxy. And they're going double AWP on T side here, Gambit, on cash. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, it could be done. It's not necessarily the end of the world. There are quite a few scenarios on this map where you could have to defend the bomb against getting defused inside a smoke. And if you have an AWP, that's not always a good time. Sometimes that will end very badly for you. Body getting caught with a smoke in hand, trying to smoke the middle. And that's a bit painful. But we'll see. I'm not heavily against the double AWP setup, but I do think it's a bit overkill.
Yeah, T-side cache? No, especially this map, you kind of want to be mobile. You really want to be able to just shift around the map very rapidly. And when you have an AWP on T-side in general, you have to give that AWP time to work with, and so it just inherently slows down your game. I guess, you know, we're talking about how Gambit really thrive in this slow-paced environment. I suppose having the double AWP for them is actually kind of par for the course, right? And it's like, well, we play slow anyway, so why don't?
What if it slows them down so much now every time? Oh my god.
Well, that sucks.
French fried.
Hey.
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 Kenny now holding in the back of the bomb site, alone with an AWP. Definitely not a good time for him, but at the same time, this is where he sometimes shines. Not this time, though. Missing that first. If he had got that first kill on Zeus, that could have actually been it, but re-peeking the other side. 3 people waiting for him. He goes down, and I would save your G2. Just save this. There's no point, really.
No, you've already lost pretty much the expensive rifle that you do not want to be giving up. So a little bit of damage here taken by Shoxy. It's fun when you talk to Kenny because he is one of those players who just loves close quarter combat with the AWP. It's actually one of his favorite sort of situations to find himself in, holding on A site, Dust 2, for example. These sorts of spots where it can get real close when they're trying to rush you down. Some operators, they prefer distance. They prefer to be, you know, looking for the long, just holding that angle far away, hit the shot when they come into the crosshair. Kenny actually wants it to be up close, but unfortunately, this time around, he got his wish, just didn't go his way.
It's also one of the most entertaining style of warping, isn't it? Like, it's so much fun to watch, but Hobbit looking for MBK, not going to be able to do that, so good job on him at least. 4-5, still very early days here. It's too soon to call really anything, but it's exciting to see Gambit coming back into it after losing a couple of rounds. They lost 4 in a row, so you want to see them bounce back fairly quickly, put some pressure on the G2 economy, which they certainly have managed to do here.
This is probably just a chance right now for G2 to take a bit of a breather. I mean, it doesn't really feel like they're doing anything crazy that's costing them these rounds. It just feels like Body in the last round, for example, gets caught with the smoke in his hand, right? You know, it's just like, well, okay, that kind of sucks. And then the Molotov, they actually check behind the boxes, right? You know, it's just things that are happening that are good on Gambit's side, obviously, but the G2 can definitely deal with. They just need to kind of take a breather here and reset.
A lot of money on G2 still, so they say 3 rifles. They're able to buy on the last 2, no problem. One of them starting on 8,000 in this round, so should be all good to go. Kenny back with the AWP. Gambit looking to see if they can win the 10th round here. Sticking somewhat true to their pace. I feel like it'd be interesting to see them try and throw a little bit of a loop at some point. Maybe.
Has Mo found a new wallbang? He was just standing back in T-spawn that whole time.
There is the one that,
shots through.
Yeah, there's one that's been around for a very long time that is still possible. If you're talking about the shot to mid, that can still be done.
It looks like that's what he was doing. He was standing right next to the container, all the way back in T-spawn.
Yeah, there's definitely one that's still possible. I think the one that I know is actually when you're standing up against the back fence in T-spawn. So yeah, that could be done. Not as reliable it seems as the other one, but still pretty good.
Ripped Body.
Poor Body, yeah. Mo, speaking of which, has made his way up into the middle. Good classic Molotov towards the sandbags. I feel like it's almost always worth throwing that. Not going to catch anyone this time, and the smoke is going to evaporate. Is he going to see him? I'm not sure he has. That could be a really big issue. Shox is hiding in this corner. If he peeks out right about now, it's going to be a free kill that maybe Zeus could retaliate, but not so easily.
Jesus, what's going on? What's going to be the sign for him to actually go ahead and take a peek? The footsteps? Here, no? Oh, the missed opportunity for Shoxy.
Even more dangerous is when he peeks to the side like that and he risks his gun barrel showing. Kenny lining up a shot. I think that hit Adren as well, doing double damage, but Mo is waiting for him. And now Body's in a lot of trouble on this bomb side. He's going to go down to Hobbit. Shox trying through the smoke and connecting with Adren, who was all the way to the right. How did the bullets even curve that far? I don't know. Now it's a 3-on-3, and the retake is going to be coming here, G2. Surely this is one that they want to fight for.
It's all in the wrist, Anders. It's all in the wrist. That's what we learned from Wanted. But yeah, they do actually have... It's just that the B site, and that was the key frag right there. The B site, notoriously difficult to go for the retake because you're walking through choke points to get onto it. And now, having lost a man, being down a man, Apex wraps around hoping to catch somebody on the exit. Instead, it's going to be Shoxy, and that is an AWP. That's Mo that he just killed. Is he actually going to try and make this play? Who knows if he'd have hit that shot on Zeus. Unfortunately for him, Hobbit was right there with Zeus, and so the defuse, right, pretty unlikely. But there was a chance for Shoxy to play a long game there and just swap out for the op and run.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and it's one of those sort of split-second decisions that you have to make. G2 saying, no, just go for it, it's fine. We're going to be able to buy anyway. They are double AWP and a FAMAS, and you can tell that it's not, you know, completely risk-free. Very few grenades are left on them, so they're going to be a bit careful here. And again, trying for the shot down T-spawn C. Mo going for it. So yeah, I think that's the one that's been known for. I think that was actually known even before Body did his. It's just that the success rate of the Body wallbang was so high that everyone just gave up on the other one. There's so many places on Cash still that can be wallbanged that people just don't think about or don't try. For one thing, that NBK corner that we were talking about earlier can easily be wallbanged from the box if you have an AWP. There's no problem.
Anders, this is what I've been saying for a while. You know, just say like 10% of the sticker money.
I tried that with JW today. I said 50%, but he was not interested. I've got an amazing boost on overpass that's just there and waiting.
Oh man, PTSD overpass as well. You're saying that to JW?
That's the whole point, you know. Gotta keep the narrative alive. So we need some villains here, and JW is actually very friendly guy. So probably shouldn't be him, but someone else. We'll get Olaf to do it. It's the perfect one for it. I like it.
Just put him in the hot seat again. I mean, he's already got 2 tags, 2 signs for him on overpass. A third one is a charm, perhaps.
40 seconds, flashing through the smoke, and Body is so ready for it with the FAMAS. That's a great way to open up a round. Now, 4 versus 5, and a lot of pressure on Gambit. They're down a man, and they're walking into a 4-man stacked bomb, so at least a couple of seconds it will be. Kenny goes down, though. Apex with a long-range shot taking down Doja. That's a good way to maybe see if they could swing it back here. Only 20 seconds. How are they going to get the bomb down? No one's actually helping out Hobbit. He's trying to plant the bomb alone and right in front of Hobbit, turning his back, and Apex going to be able to get the kill. Shox almost doing it. The follow-up shot will take him down. Now it's 5 health. He can shoot through this. He can shoot right through this box if he wants to. Mo is planning on the other side. Shock's not going to risk it. Sneaking on in, almost no health at all. He misses the chance, and Mo will take him down. Gambit now, it's 7 rounds. You're talking about wall bangs. I swear like I'm just singing the same song over and over again, but you can shoot through that.
I hate to throw Kenny under the bus here, but that's 2 rounds back-to-back now where him being so aggressive with that op, it's kind of costing G2 right now. Because it's the B side. If he doesn't go for the re-peek against Mo and Checkered, he just holds the angle. Okay, there you go. They can't actually go anywhere until they kill him, Gambit, and so he buys time. Here, he takes a just a little bit too aggressive hold on A main that allows for, once again, Mo to find him. And that, if Kenny stays alive on that site, then his teammates don't have to overreact to try and make up for him dying. But yeah, you get, wow, I love you, PGL. How sick is that? How sick are you? All right, but there you go, right there, case in point. And then you've got Body who's trying to fill that gap, runs onto the site, and you see how things can fall apart if one player, if he isn't hitting the shots or if he's making just slight mistakes. And so, Kenny, he's an artist. He is, and he relies on that gut feeling, but sometimes, he should just maybe slow down just a little bit.
Yeah, like all artists eventually, end up on drugs and do weird things.
I was wondering where you're going to go with that.
Someone has to rein him back in and be like, come on, Kenny, calm down.
Is the green fairy on the site?
No, I think you're right. Especially, I think your point is even more valid when it comes to the idea that there's so little time left in the round, right? So then you've got 4 people there. Just hold on, don't take too many crazy battles. There's the classic headshot angle. Good follow-up grenade there. Body down to 49. Has a deagle in hand still. Could maybe find an angle on somebody, but so far all the kills are happening in favor of Gambit.
Yeah, Body is not having a good time right now. Speaking of kills, he's only got the 2. It feels kind of like, you talk to some players, right, and they're just like, sometimes you have a game where nothing goes right. Every time you check a corner, you got a nade in your hand. Every time you're, and it doesn't feel like Body right now. Anything is working for him. He's been in the hot seat for a couple rounds, and really, it's just not been fun. Yeah,
if your Team Liquid part of the plan is checking the corners with a grenade.
Nitra, no.
Moses and I were having a meltdown about that during the qualifier.
I saw the footage of Moses, man.
It was good. It was really good. We should release that one day.
We should. But then, you did break the rule of no cameras in the green room.
Yeah, I know. It was so worth it. It was so worth it. The 13th round is coming up here. Be nice double grenade into main. Kind of hoping they would follow that up. I was getting excited for the fast Gambit approach, but they just wanted to catch anyone waiting at the corner now. We've got 3 ops in play, and Mo setting up for the mid AWP wallbang towards the Sugar Cube that was very successful for a while, and then it seemed like it sort of fell out of style again.
I like it with that AWP. Why not? Especially if you've got this this slow style that allows you to just walk around the map and try and take shots, hope to get lucky. Apex, though, not taking any risks. Very safe way of just going for the jump peek into mid.
Yeah. Also going for the non-controversial jump peek.
Yeah, no, he's... I was talking to him, he was watching that game, he's like, I had to stop watching it, it was making me sick to my stomach.
Very angry.
He was so mad. And I was like, you know what? I'm right there with you, mate. I'm right there with you. And then we kind of like commiserated for a while. And then
Doja trying to wallbang through and could have actually almost maybe caught the angle there. That would have been interesting. MBK hiding in main. Down again to under 40 seconds. Gambit, they're running this so close. If anything goes wrong, imagine if Body has his Molotov somewhere in position where he can slow them down and the bomb gets stuck. Then you're just playing out of time, but Gambit don't really care. 25 seconds as they make their way out of the squeaky door. It's a team kill from Doja, but he follows it up with a kill on Apex. Now Body's going to go down next in line, and NBK finally manages to sneak on through the bomb. He's being planted. Harbor to take down Shocks, and now it's a 1-on-3, and they know where MBK is as well. How do Gambit make these rounds work? It seems like it should be impossible. This little time, Hobbit going to show up and close out the round, making it 9-4. I'm just in awe. I'm just in awe of the fact that Gambit continuously do this. And it's not even just that. You're pushing with 25 seconds out through the squeak door. There's just one giant chokehold. I mean, this is... If anyone throws a Molotov or a smoke or anything, then the round is just done. But every time it works.
dude, Doja didn't even have the angle on him. He was just like, Zeus, get out of my way. No, but yeah, this is, I mean, that's going to make a real dent in G2's mental game just because they had 4 players pretty much ready to go over there as well. They were ready, they had made the proper call, Shocks had read the situation, and then they started to doubt themselves, and that's one of the main strengths of playing a slow game like this, is that if the CT side starts second-guessing their calls late into the round, well, you can wind up in situations like that where Shocks is out of position and trying to walk back with a knife in his hand. So now, well, G4, it's because they have 4 rounds. No, it's because they have 4 rounds. It's 9-4 here. Gambit in the lead, obviously, but G2, they know that they've only got 2 rounds left in this happen, so they forced it up with the FAMASs. Interesting decision. What?
Oh, everyone calm down.
Why are a little tight here?
I mean, the fact that they only have 4 rounds is, I think if they could make it 9-6, it's manageable. Like, we've seen people come back from pretty bad CT-sided scorelines here, but I feel like they need to get up to like 5 or 6 as sort of minimum. I don't think 4 is good enough, so there's a good opening from Nathan to take down Mo. And Shocks is also pushing on the other side. A bit scary, but it will give them so much information. Surely, did he hit the jump down? He's actually sandwiched in. Might have been the best he could do at that point in time. Still Body very low on health on the bomb side here. 1 bullet, but he's actually going to hit a headshot. That's remarkably done. Another one comes in, almost taking down a Drain. There it is, Body. Just fantastic work from him.
There you go, Body. You can have a slow half pretty much the entire way through, but you just did so much work for your team right here. Doja, though, that's a headshot onto Kenny. 1v2, and he doesn't see Apex. That angle, the headshot angle for Apex, perfectly done. And will they have time? Yeah, they have plenty of time. They have a kit on Apex, and so NBK is going to run over there and try and pick up that AWP, it looks like. Good call on his part. NBK, the awareness. Because he picked it up from A main before, and so he was like, you could tell that he was kind of indecisive. Do you want to hold on to it or not? If you're going for a retake on B, though, you definitely want to ditch the AWP for the M4. But that's sick. There's Kenny just basically high-fiving whoever's sitting next to him like, thanks, man. Good looking out.
Super valuable, super important. I mean, it's true Kenny's been missing some shots, but he's still got 9 kills. So, like, you know, you want to have that rifle back in his hands as much as possible. No doubt about it. Moving into the 15th round, the last of the half here. Scoreline 9-5 in favor of Gambit Esports on the T side of Cash. Absolutely well done on their part. Now, if they can just close it out, make it 10-5, they're going to be in such a good position. A lot of grenades in the middle. And finally a smoke to make sure there's no weird sniper battle going on there. So it looks like another fairly slow round here from Gambit.
Doja, does he decide to change it up a little bit? No, he's just sitting. Thought he might actually open the door very early on into the round here.
Are they going to double smoke middle? Is that what they're setting up for with Mo in there? No, maybe. Yeah, that is. So that's just the old Hellraiser's sort of style of cutting up the middle. G2 falling back immediately. Not really too worried. They realize the push is going to come in through A main. Adren already on the bomb side quite quickly this time. More than a minute still. And a headshot through the smoke, taking down Apex. Doja's going to fall next, but Adren still has such a good position right here. Flashbang. Zorini hits another headshot coming in. And Kenny's got no chance. A third one for the Kazakhstanian player, leaving Shocks and Body trying to stay alive. And just Shocks seeing a 1-on-3 now. He's on the bomb side. The flashes are in. He's going to get one, but it will be a quad kill for Adren. Closing out the round, making it 10-5 in favor of Gambit. That is some close quarters combat, just running onto the site and shutting down G2.
Yeah, speaking of close quarters combat, you can't help but grin when you watch Kenny moving in from short. All the smokes go down, everything goes down. What does he do? No, I'm going to run forklift with the AWP, where there could be a guy just running 2 feet away. No problem, just point blank him.
Definitely risky. Seems like we won't really be wasting too much time here. They're ready with the countdown is in. If you are just joining us, then now is a great time to stick around. This game is looking like it could be explosive, but the next game coming up is Astralis versus SK, and then we close out with Fnatic and Virtus.pro. So I think some of the potentially most heavily stacked games are actually in the end of the evening here, so you don't want to go anywhere at all. G2, if they win this pistol round, could easily spark a comeback. Gambit, see what their CT side is like here on Cash. A triple boost in middle. Zeus ready and waiting, but maybe not quite ready enough after all.
Holy hell, what a shot. That was a thing of beauty. Adrian stuck on the site. He might be going down, trying to buy the time, and sure enough, 2 headshots for him, and he's still here. Hobbit chimes in with one of his own, and Adrian, he's set up. He could have taken down Body there. There was just a split-second opportunity, but it's not going to matter because Mo is there. Rotates in from CT. And the pistol round picked up here for Gambit, 11-5. And so that's both pistols.
Yeah, that's the closest you could possibly get to actually just straight winning this game. The tactic for G2 here really relies on them getting up quick out of highway and quick through main and squeak. They need the 3-way crunch, and as soon as it gets slowed down, because there's a bit of a fight in main with Doja, there's a bit of a fight in highway, that means suddenly Adren has enough time to find all the battles. You know, he's got a moment to breathe, whereas what you really want is for him to be looking everywhere, right? And he just has like that space for a couple of seconds, so bit of a shame for G2 that they needed that to be just a bit quicker. It's easily said, but not so easily done always.
Yeah, especially because Adren didn't even overpeak. And that's exactly what G2 are hoping for, that somebody's going to overpeak. They get the kill on short, sure enough, but then the follow-up on the A side is key. But Adren, he's too much of a veteran. He's going to make mistakes like that. A little bit of an early show here from Shoxy over on the A side as well. Bomb isn't anywhere near, though. It's still kind of floating around in mid, so we'll see where G2 decide to wind up here. Intentionally making noise, NBK.
See if he can lure anyone in with a Glock. Zeus should be fairly safe. The fact that they don't have armor means even if they come on top of the box, it's pretty not going to make too much of a difference here. You see how they just completely melt in front of the UMP. A lot of money in the hands of Gambit.
That's set up from Hobbit, though. The timing on the flash is just perfect. There it is. Hobbit with the spray through. Stop going for M4 kills and just let the man with the UMP get the kills, please. You know, if you want to be top-notch about making money and abusing this gun, just let Zeus farm it up. Don't care about your stats. But that's Zeus. He's set that up perfectly for himself because he gets the first guy, right? By that time, Hobbit, flash is already in hand. It's going into B halls, and then Zeus is like, great, I should be able to just farm for days now, but the smokes messed him up. Bit of a shame there.
12-5 though. No bomb plant in the pistol, none in the second round either, and G2 don't care. They didn't buy anything in the last round. They're going to go for Galil's and, well, 1 AK here. That's the plan. I would say this is kind of a bold move.
Oh.
Boom.
You see it coming, and that's so much damage. That's max damage on Shox and Kenny both, and they haven't even seen anybody. That's a disaster for G2.
Especially because they're playing against 3 UMPs, so they want the health to make the difference so that the Galil's or AK can win the fight. Now, the UMP against both those targets is going to be just remarkable. That's a real serious problem. But they do have a lot of mid-control. Body, being this far up, yeah, I would leave Body there and then play around him. You can tell as well that Mo doesn't know. So, we've got more than a minute. See if you can't force someone to go and repeat the middle. Blow out the vent, throw some grenades on B, try and see if you can't sneak someone in there.
Whoa. A little bit of miscommunication there from Gambit. 2 incendiaries. And in the meantime, Mo, he's stepping. This might give it away. Body has a chance, and sure enough, he's going to pounce. Brings it to a 4-on-4, but we lose NBK in the meantime to Zeus over on the other side of the map, and G2 are no closer to getting onto a site, it seems, because look at this. Adren, he sprays down one, he sees the second, and wins that shot as well.
Man, this is actually very well done by G2, but Adren is just in the worst possible position. He needed they needed to get Kenny to the bomb site, so they had to go and help him, and then that was the result. Dren going to come in with the final kill, making it a triple for himself. What a quad, in fact. What a great round for him. 13-5, and Dren right now at 19 kills. He is playing a remarkable game here, and Gambit in general just looking so powerful. G2, what's happened? Where's all the firepower?
You're seeing some shakiness here on G2's side. And this being, you know, a team that, I mean, we saw it in Cologne. We've seen it, well, at the major qualifier, they looked a little bit better, I suppose, right? But then, obviously, they were the clear superiors of that tournament, and they knew it. And so you didn't really see that mental game come into it for G2. But when things go against G2, they still have this weakness of starting to make unforced errors, doubting themselves. And, well, you can see the results here. Gambit are just kind of strolling through this right now on the back of a trend.
Yeah, doing a fine job. Smoke towards CT spawn will, I think, for the moment have locked out Zeus, so we'll see if he's going to need any help on the bomb side itself. Yeah, Zeus can't really see anything, but Hobbit is spotting for him, so as soon as Hobbit sees any movement, Zeus will just throw in that grenade, and that should disrupt a large part of it. In fact, he's a bit early, just trying to see if he could do the damage. A little bit of it has been done already, and he's pushed to the smoke. Zeus has gone down. Hobbit now in so much trouble, and they're just going to get overrun. Well, that's a way to win a round, I guess.
I swear. Sometimes they should just have, you know, they should just have Tech 9s through and through the entire way. It's fine.
It's a French thing, isn't it?
Oh.
The attempted boost.
That would have been sick. Well, for all of like 2 seconds because Doja was ready, so he just blasted him off. It would have been like that Leonidas moment.
Yeah, I still would have loved it. So much. There's such a big buffer between the two teams right now that Gambit just needs to be in the mind of saying, we just have to close out the game. Just find the last 3 rounds. Don't worry about it. I do think it's very hard. I mean, there's like a stylistic mismatch between these two teams, and it is really heavily punishing G2 because when you have players like Shox and Apex is also a really explosive player, right? And Kenny, you want to maximize that side of their playstyle, and because Gambit are such a slow and, for lack of a better word, annoying team to play against, it's very hard to do that. They actually specifically Zeus' style of sort of leading works against that sort of play, and that's very hard to deal with. It will change a bit on the T side, you have to assume. It's harder for Zeus to sort of, you know, put a lid on Shox and Apex and Kenny on this particular side of the map. So, yeah, we'll see. It's definitely still within the realm of reason that G2 could make it back here. They do have just that many superstars, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, all the focus is on Adren right now, but the likes of Shox or Kenny, doesn't happen that much for Shox these days, and he is a little bit frustrated by that, right? Due to the in-game leading role, he kind of puts himself out of the spotlight. But then, you know, if you've got a player like Kenny, yes, put him into the spotlight. Let the man dominate. He has an AWP again, so we'll see if he can find a way to make that work for himself here. He is going to be moving around towards Garage. And this is just a spread, but somehow Hobbit this time wins the duel versus MBK, but there was a smoke. Where did he shoot him from?
It must have just been over by Checkered somewhere.
He wasn't in Checkered when the shot came through, though. He was standing, maybe did he just put a shot through randomly and MBK happened to be there to stop the bullet?
We'll see it on the replay. Flash is going out into middle. G2 being a man down, need to reestablish some sort of control in the last 40 seconds here. Good Molotov again towards the sandbags and the smoke. They've got a lot of control now. They can pretty much do whatever they want. They're going to bring the bomb towards the B bomb side, so Hobbit, what can he do back here? They don't have any more Molotovs. Oh, they actually have one on Shox. This could get very interesting if they manage to put it back here. Hobbit finding another kill, taking down Kenny, but the flick not quick enough, and Body will be able to punish him. Now they should be able to get on the bomb side. It's still a 4-on-3 for the retake here. But there is a chance for G2 to turn this around. Body, though, goes down. Shox with the refrag. 9 seconds left, and the bomb finally being planted.
How do you like them apples? We can play a slow game, too. Except that somehow now, it is still a man advantage for Gambit. They have an incendiary on Doja, so we'll see where he elects to use that. Not going to happen. He was lurking his way through B halls, and Apex was there to greet him. And so a 2-on-2. Adren and Mo trying to work together here to get onto this B site.
One good shot from Adren. Can he find Apex hiding in the corner? He's got the double. He can't get the triple. Adren will find him. Did he pick up a hit along the way? No. It's going to be just a bit risky, but maybe just in time. Yeah, I think he's just got it. Sounded like he's just got it, but you never know when you don't pick up that kit. It's always a bit scary. 14 rounds for Gambit. It ends in a one-on-one there, and you feel like if Apex could have just taken a couple more steps back, hit a bit further out, maybe that could have been something. Yeah, Hobbit just pushed through. That's
Okay.
very cool.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, not a lot of joy there for Kenny. He went down to Hobbit in checkered.
Yeah.
So.
And you're right for pointing out Shocks, but Shocks was over in Sunroom, so he wasn't even one of the two guys going through the vents. So that Molotov can't even get into play. They just have to, well,
Yeah.
smoke the guy out. Unfortunately, that guy had an up.
Oh no, this was very good setup actually for G2. They had the flashbang going over the whole middle to get that peek in, and it did work on one player, but not the other. And as a result, Adren will pick up 2 kills, Mo with the other one, leaving Body and MBK to try and fight it back, and they're just completely stuck in the middle here. NBK goes down to Adren. He's just completely out of control. Someone needs to find a way to kill him in this game. Body goes down, Seuss with the frag. Adren now, starting in the 23rd round, will be up to 24 kills. 22nd round, that is. Unbelievable, isn't it?
He is. You can tell by the way he's playing as well that he just believes that he is immortal, that he is unstoppable at this point. Charging through smokes, checking angles, just taking fights, looking for them, and winning every single one. The man is unbeatable at this point. The Achilles would be proud. And so now, I mean, 15-6. And what are you going to do, Gambit? What are you going to do here? You got match point in quite a few of them, and it's going to be the 4 spy with the pistols coming in for G2. And it's looking like G2, they're done with mid, they're done with B. It's going to be an explosive round out onto the A site with the bomb coming out through Squeaky.
It was a really good idea to go for that mid peak. If they had been in the middle, which people often are, they're like way out in the middle, they would have got caught by that flashbang, I think. But now it's looking like it's going to be just a pretty explosive contact play on the B bomb side, or A bomb side here. It could work. There's definitely a chance here. Doji and Adren, when you get close to those C sets and the Tech 9s, you never know what happens.
Did NBK just turn away from a flash that was thrown on the other side of the wall?
Why not? It's just instinct, right?
Instinct. I was like, I turned my head away in real life. Also just useless.
I've seen you leaning your head over when you play Mario Kart, man. Well, here come the grenades. Shots as far up middle, but he's going to get caught. He needed to get that opening into the bomb site. Now it's all on MBK in a 1 versus 4 here. Gambit, 1 round, 1 kill away from taking this map away from G2. What an upset it is. Gambit, such an explosive team. Adren at least went down, and he almost got the kill on Doja then. But he's stuck back here, and he's going to go down. Hobbit not even waiting for it. 16-6 as Gambit take down G2 on cash, or cache, or cache, or whatever you want to call it. What a remarkable turn of events here. The major, there's always something crazy happening where you don't really expect it. I mean, they are best of 1 games, and Gambits are just a really cool and fun team to watch, but I think most people would have guessed that maybe G2 could have come out ahead here. Certainly, our analysts did.
I think you can't help but be impressed with Gambit's level right now. It's been a bit quiet for him. Not as quiet as Flipside, obviously, but you know they haven't really been hitting these big time lands, getting that experience, and so you weren't quite sure what to expect, what level they would be able to hit. Well, they're up 2-0.